Hello there, and thank you so much for joining us here. I'm Netta Iranpour. Here at CBS 8, we are working for you. We're getting to the bottom of problems you've asked about, and we're looking for solutions. We begin with questions about air safety following that horrific mid-air collision between an American Airlines jet and a Black Hawk helicopter near Reagan National Airport. An investigation is underway into the exact cause of the crash, but it has put a renewed focus on just how critical an air traffic controller's role really is. An analysis of federal data shows the vast majority of airport towers nationally do not meet the staffing levels recommended by the FAA and controllers. CBS 8's Brian White working for you and takes a closer look at these requirements to become an air traffic controller.
Yeah, it's an extremely difficult job, and with the tens of thousands of passengers that come through this airport every day, it's not often that we think about just how difficult that job is up in the tower and what it takes for the men and women to do their job. It's a high-stakes, high-stress career.
Air traffic controllers are responsible for operating the highways in the sky.
It takes multitasking under pressure to a whole new level.
You know, they've got a lot of balls in the air, so they become very, very skilled at that. Thus, their training is very, very important.
Becoming one requires a lot of training and testing. Each year, 1,500 new students go through 16 weeks of training at the FAA Academy in Oklahoma City. The washout rate is high at 30%. If you make it through, there's years of on-the-job training where another 30% quit.
The training time for a controller from the completion of their pre-training till when they're able to work on their own in a complex facility can run between 36 and 48 months.
And once they're on the job for real and coordinating takeoffs and landings, the job can be very stressful with no room for mistakes.
It requires a particular temperament to stay organized under stress. And the idea is to keep everybody moving and everybody separated at the same time.
There are nearly 11,000 controllers currently on the job throughout the country, but to be fully staffed, the FAA needs more than 14,000. To apply, you have to be under 31 years old, and the mandatory retirement age is 56.
You know, as all high-level disciplines require, this is going to be someone who is dedicated to the trade and dedicated to being excellent in the job day to day.
And most students get only one chance to pass or fail the big test at the FAA Academy, and salaries can range anywhere from $75,000 up to well over $200,000 for air traffic controllers. Reporting at San Diego International, Brian White, CBS 8.
Such an important job, Brian. Thank you for that. We are working to get answers after a viewer contacted us about medical transportation insurance coverage being canceled by Humana. That viewer is a caregiver, and their client is elderly and blind and needs help getting to her doctor's appointments. CBS 8's David Gottfredson shares their story.
They canceled transportation for all of their elderly and disabled clients.
Midtown resident Mia Marie posted this video on her Instagram page after Humana canceled transportation insurance coverage for one of her elderly clients, meaning the disabled woman might have to pay for transportation out of pocket to get to doctor's appointments at UC San Diego's Shiley Eye Institute.
Transportation for $85. I was like, are you kidding me? $85 for the elderly for transportation services to a doctor's appointment.
Mia works as an in-home supportive services caregiver. She says Humana previously covered transportation services as part of its UC San Diego Health Humana HMO Medicare Advantage plan, but no more.
The client that I work for, she's actually legally blind, and so her thing is that she can't even, utilize her phone to call an Uber.
The patient did not want to speak on camera out of fear of losing her health insurance altogether. Mia says the woman has macular degeneration and needs regular injections in her eyes.
If she can't make these appointments in person, then she's not going to be able to get her blood drawn. She's not going to be able to get the tests that she needs or get the medical treatments such as injections and other medications.
I contacted UC San Diego Health. A spokesperson responded saying via email, We often refer patients in similar situations to organizations like the San Diego Center for the Blind and the Braille Institute's San Diego Center. These organizations can assist with arranging transportation. I reached out to Humana for a comment, but a spokesperson did not respond to my messages. We'll let you know when we hear back. In La Jolla, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
There is concern right now in local migrant communities over the Trump administration's decision to allow ICE raids in sensitive locations like churches and schools. CBS 8 spoke with an immigration attorney, and we asked what rights undocumented immigrants have when dealing with ICE agents. We're told a person is only required to open the door if the agent has a judicial search warrant, which would clearly have a judge's signature at the bottom, different than an ICE agent warrant. Something one local pastor is telling all of his parishioners.
Have to open the door to anyone. They shouldn't open the door. Secondly, they shouldn't answer any questions. Thirdly, they shouldn't sign anything.
If a person is detained, they will receive a reference number. It's also known as an A number. It's recommended to share that number with an attorney and with loved ones. This will help them track you and try bonding you out. As immigration enforcement continues nationwide, some people are asking what San Diego area colleges are doing to protect students and staff here. We reached out to universities and school districts around the county for an answer. So that includes the San Diego Community College District, the University of San Diego, UC San Diego, and the California State University system. They all tell us they will not share anyone's personal information unless there's a warrant or judicial order requiring them to do so. At the San Diego Community College District, the chancellor posted a video to YouTube discussing their immigration enforcement policy and informing staff what to do if they're approached by ICE.
The law prohibits our district from participating in any way in immigration enforcement.
That was a clip from the chancellor's video. The district also printed 10,000 cards to pass out to staff. You see them on your screen here. This is to help them if they're confronted by ICE agents. The cards actually have instructions that would direct ICE agents to the district office, where only the chancellor or general counsel can determine if they are bound to comply. Alarming new numbers now from the South Bay. A community health survey revealed nearly 70% of households report health issues stemming from the Tijuana sewage crisis. This week, the CDC released more information that paints a clearer picture of how this cross-border pollution is impacting so many lives. CBS 8's Jasmine Ramirez working for you and digs into the CDC's findings.
We're getting an up-close look at those survey results and learning how residents say the Tijuana sewage crisis is affecting their health. The Tijuana River Valley remains a pollution hotspot, contaminating beaches and harming the environment from Tijuana to Coronado. Despite years of promises to fix the problem, both the U.S., local, and Mexican governments have failed to deliver real solutions. Now, this new federal data confirms many households in the South Bay are reporting the ongoing sewage crisis is making them sick.
I think it's really frustrating.
Liz and her siblings grew up in Imperial Beach.
Especially my mom and my sister, who are very sensitive to smells, and they would get migraines coming into the water and even walking the pier.
Migraines, nausea, and coughing were some of the top symptoms reported in the survey. The CDC knocked on nearly 500 doors, and nearly 200 households agreed to answer questions and participate. The survey results were presented during a Health Services Advisory Board meeting this afternoon. We learned more than half of participants closed their windows, used candles, oils, or air fresheners to reduce the smell of sewage from entering their homes. Nearly 30% of households have changed the source of their drinking water since the sewage crisis began.
That's really concerning for the health department, because we know that this is an area that can be impacted and is impacted by socioeconomic conditions.
Their results residents find very disheartening.
Slow process is all obviously with an issue like this. It's disappointing.
I am optimistic, but seeing like the history of the problem, it's not very uplifting.
Right now, we know $250 million was secured to fully repair and expand the South Bay International Wastewater Treatment Plant. The survey results will be used to further show the serious health implications of the sewage crisis and push for more funding and more immediate improvements. Jasmine Ramirez, CBS 8.
Yeah, the people there certainly needing a solution. Coming up next, a coastal landmark remains closed. We have an update on the work happening right there on the PB Crystal Pier and when it might reopen. Plus, rumors are spreading about the future of a popular East County mall. We dig into what's actually happening at Grossmont Center. If you've been in Pacific Beach recently, you may have noticed a lot of construction equipment, including a giant crane right at the entrance of the Crystal Pier. Crews are busy making much needed safety repairs on the pier itself. Construction workers are replacing planks on the deck. They're also replacing more than half a dozen pilings under the pier. Those pilings were damaged by storms and high surf. Construction workers tell us they do expect their work to continue for another 3 to 4 weeks. We've been hearing about changes coming to a big East County mall. Over the years, Grossmont Center, it has changed storefronts and many of the restaurants, but now there are new rumors. CBS 8's Jenny Day working for you in La Mesa to find out.
Grossmont Center has anchor stores like Target, Walmart, and Barnes & Noble, but also several mom-and-pop shops that say they would like to stay open for years to come.
We have been also hearing the rumors and the changes.
There's definitely rumors every year. Every year there's rumors that they're going to tear the mall down.
Rumors of tearing it down, rumors of adding housing. Neither are true at this time, but there's been a lot of interest online, including a next-door post sent to CBS 8 questioning the fate of Grossmont Center.
Malls in general across America are not doing as well as they were before.
Yulia Ullman's jewelry loft has been in this location for 15 years. She says what she's heard from management has only been positive.
Right now, what they communicated to us is that they are just going to try to upgrade them all.
There are more than 50 businesses at Grossmont Center, including this Hallmark that's been a staple since the 1960s. So while they say customers are concerned, they are only continuing to invest in this location.
They come in worried about it all the time, and we just try to reassure them that at this point there doesn't seem to be anything going away. Like, we re-signed our lease. We're going full steam ahead.
I stopped by the management office to ask about any future plans, but the owners, Federal Realty, tell me they can't confirm anything yet. The website says their mission is to deliver long-term sustainable growth through investing in communities where retail demand exceeds supply.
So this is zoned for retail, which, as a voting citizen, we did not rezone it in the last election, so it has to be retail stores. Now, they could do apartments on top of retail stores.
We have seen others explore mixed-use space. Fashion Valley, for example, is set to convert JCPenney into 850 luxury homes by the end of next year. So I also checked with the city of La Mesa. They tell me there are no active permits for development at Grossmont Center. And by the way, still no project applications for the recently closed Claim Jumper or Red Lobster either that are on the outskirts of the mall.
What we are hoping for is that people still come out to support local stores, especially like family owned.
Working for you in La Mesa, Jenny Day, CBS 8.
We have brought you many stories about new affordable housing in San Diego, but what's being done to make sure those homes stay affordable? Up next, how the city is closing a loophole. Welcome back here. Now we have an update on a story we've been following in Mira Mesa. A stalled street improvement project expected to resume this month. The city of San Diego says utility lines they did not know about will now triple the construction time. The project is set to repave the surface and sidewalks on Parkdale Avenue. Now, back in November, crews installed an above-ground temporary water line for about 30 homes. To keep that pipe in place, the gutters and sidewalks were filled with temporary tar that is now also impacting parking.
Parking and everything, the noise that they're making at nighttime is horrible. But then I'm glad the city is working on it. It just takes a long time.
We did ask the city about the health and safety concerns people were having with water now coming from the hydrant. They say prior to being hooked up to homes, dirt and debris was flushed out, disinfected, and tested. When the project does finally get started, it's expected to take 6 weeks. This week, the San Diego City Council unanimously approved an affordable housing preservation ordinance. Now, what is this? It aims to ensure people of all incomes can afford to live here by keeping affordable housing units affordable. CBS 8's Jenny Day working for your wallet and explains the ordinance.
For any new construction or existing buildings that are designated affordable housing, there's wording in the deed that says it has to remain affordable for X amount of time, whatever the city and the developer agreed to. Well, now this new ordinance aims to extend that, preserving affordable housing, even if that property is sold.
The affordable homes that exist today remain affordable and
the Affordable Housing Preservation Ordinance now official.
Building isn't enough. If we don't preserve what we have, we will lose ground.
There are approximately 26,000 affordable housing units in the city that fall between very low income to moderate income, meaning tenants make anywhere from 30 to 80% below the area median income. The San Diego Housing Commission says prior to this passing, we were on track to lose 200 homes a year that fall within those guidelines.
Many are left with no place to go and are essentially forced into homelessness or are forced to move out of the city.
The ordinance now requires owners of affordable housing units to give 3 months' notice to government and affordable housing entities if they have plans to sell. Before, there was no time frame, allowing buyers to swoop in and raise rent.
In 2000, 3 out of 4 rentals in San Diego were affordable to the average family. But now only 25% of the rental multifamily housing market is affordable.
City leaders say we're losing affordable homes at a faster rate than we're building them.
The construction of homes is not keeping up with the need. The lack of affordable housing is on display every single day.
The ordinance also gives priority to buyers with affordable housing intentions. They have the option to match or outbid another buyer so that the building at least has the opportunity to stay affordable.
It will prevent deed-restricted affordable homes from being redeveloped into market rate or luxury homes.
City leaders say the cost of housing presents a financial challenge for too many families, and this will keep people in areas they may otherwise be priced out of. There were no speakers at today's meeting in opposition. For CBS 8, I'm Jenny Day.
And hopefully this has helped you stay a bit more informed about what's going on here in our county. That's going to do it for us now. I'm Netta Iranpour. Appreciate you joining us here. And remember, we are working for you. So if there's something you'd like us to look into, you can always email us. There's the email on your screen, workingforyou@cbs8.com. Thank you so much for joining us here. We're going to see you next time. Have a wonderful day.